I've got to laugh, I've got to cry.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is my regular Thursday blog. I can't even have time to finish saying which day it is or what I'm talking about because I'm so incensed and infuriated. I can't control myself when I stop to think of it. Anybody who has a heart or a soul has to be sick to his stomach when he reads about these two innocent cops who were trying to do their duty. They caught you probably all heard about this case. These two cops who tried to stop a Mexican drug dealer from coming into the country. Not a plain drug dealer. This is a huge drug dealer who's responsible for bringing in billions of dollars maybe of drugs. One of the 2 or 3 biggest drug dealers in all of Mexico. Now, a drug dealer costs human life. Every time you take a drug, all of a sudden you're more susceptible to committing any crime. Every time you hear about crime in New York, you always hear the same thing. 2 out of 3 times it was the drugs that did it. Drugs and drugs actually kill people. That's what everybody tells you. So why is a drug dealer who's trying to cross the border such an innocent man? And why are these 2 cops doing 10 to 12 years in jail now, which you've probably heard about the story? These cops stopped this drug dealer. And they kept yelling and pleading with him to stop when they caught him trying to cross the border. And no matter how they chased him and pleaded and ran after him and didn't want to hurt him or disturb him, they just wanted him to get caught because that's all they wanted. They wanted to grab this guy. They didn't want to hurt him. They didn't want to kill him. He kept running away from them because he knew that if he goes back across the border, they can't get him and he's safe. So they kept chasing him, and as they were chasing him, he kept running away from them, and with all their pleas and threats and guns in the air and shooting in the air 10 times, he still kept running. So they shot him in the ass. That was the crime they committed. They shot him in the ass to stop him. They had every right by that time to do anything to him, because he was certainly warned enough. But because he shot him in the ass, the cops now are doing 10 to 12 years in jail, and this drug dealer who killed millions of people through the drugs he sold all of his life is getting away with it. He's literally a murderer if you sell that many drugs. You're responsible for people who are taking drugs and killing people. Why should the cops wind up doing in jail for 12 years just because they found the technicality that they had no right to shoot him in the ass? And the great technicality was that they covered up the fact that they shot him in the ass. But isn't it more important that they caught a drug dealer than whether they shot him in the ass? It's the same problem that you hear about terrorism in the United States. Instead of the Congress being concerned about terrorism because President Bush managed to stop terrorist attacks 10, 12 different times by invoking all kinds of systems to catch them, the Congress is not concerned that we caught them. They're not thrilled and proud that for 5 years Bush has managed to avoid it by imposing all these systems. Instead, they're trying to catch Bush. He's trying to stop terrorists and they're trying to catch Bush. Everything becomes a Bush crusade. How do you call Bush names and how do you stop him from doing his work as if there's no war going on and this terrorism is no problem? How come the Congress never stops to wonder or ask how many terrorist activities did he stop? How many times did we catch and foil terrorist attacks in this country? How many times did this system make the difference? They never ask it, they don't care, they don't want to know. Oh my God, you know what he'll do? He'll find out about something that he shouldn't have known because he despoiled the civil liberties. He somehow listened in, as if that's all the government is worried about. Instead of catching terrorists, is find out if your sister-in-law made a bar mitzvah someplace in Pittsburgh, or your sister-in-law was cheating with his cousin on Thursday. As if that's what the government is interested in. As if when they caught him, will announce it, and somebody's sister-in-law get caught cheating, and that'll be more important than catching a terrorist. How many civil liberties of how many people do you know were disturbed in this country? Show me one person who says, I lost my civil liberties and look how they ruined my life. Do you know anybody like that? But they don't care. Just like they don't care in this case. It's more important to them to catch the technicality because the prosecutor happens to be a lover of illegal immigration, and everybody knows that the prosecutor is a phony and a liar who was happy to catch them. And it's not catch the drug dealer because he's so pathetically concerned about illegal immigration that he doesn't even care if it's a drug dealer, as long as he's protecting illegal immigrants. That's all he's concerned about. And innocent cops are now doing 12 years in jail for nothing while the drug dealer is getting away with it, free to sell drugs and kill more people. It's as if somebody was drowning. And I passed a red light to save their life. And instead of being concerned that I saved their life, they worried about the fact that I passed the red light. And then I covered up that I passed the red light. So I go to jail because I'm called an infraction of the rules, and they put me in jail and let the person drown because drowning is not important compared to catching me for the cover-up. A cover-up is nothing if it serves a purpose, and the purpose here is to destroy a drug dealer. And there's no excuse for drugging the cops, for destroying the cops, just like there's no excuse for trying to destroy Bush when people are trying to do your work to save you, to save your country, and to protect our welfare from terrorists and drug dealers.
So little pay, and I'm just human.